March is Women's History Month. It's an opportunity for us to take a look at individuals in our communities who are often overlooked or just plain hidden. Today, I'm introducing you and reintroducing to some such a figure. I'd like to take time to introduce you to Patricia Trish Roberts. Trish was born on June 14th and is an American basketball coach and former player. She most recently was the head of the women's basketball team at Agnes Scott College in Decatur, Georgia. Roberts played college basketball at North Georgia State College, Emporia State College, and the University of Tennessee. Today, she holds the Tennessee Lady Volunteers basketball record for points scored in a season at 929. Let me say it again, 929 points in a season, and in a game at 51. She also played on the United States women's basketball team that won a silver medal in the 1976 Summer Olympics. From 1978 to 1982, Trish played professional basketball in the Women's League for the Minnesota Phillies and the St. Louis Streak. Roberts has held coaching positions with the University of Maine, the University of Michigan, Atlanta Glory, Stony Brook University, and as mentioned, Agnes Scott College. She's been inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame, the Tennessee Lady Volunteer Hall of Fame, the Emporia State College Hall of Fame, and the Women in Sports and Education Hall of Fame. As recent as 2016, Trish was inducted into the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, followed by a third-time induction into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame as a trailblazer. Now, Trish is officially retired, but currently sits on the board of Lob Inc., Legends of the Ball. Trish, I've had an opportunity to share a little bit of information about you through your bio, but tell us first off how you feel about being selected as a hidden figure here at the Ray of Hope Christian Church.
Well, first of all, I'm honored, but I was a little bit shocked. I don't think that what I've accomplished is that big of a deal, but to me, but to a lot of people, they think it's a great thing. And so to be here at the Ray of Hope and to think that I'm worthy of this, I'm truly grateful.
Well, that is awfully humble of you. And I'm going to take a moment of privilege and share that there was a time when I thought Trish was retired. And I immediately got set straight, and then I started to do what most people do, and I Googled her, and I found out how awesome she was, how truly amazing she is, and I think just that statement of humility speaks volumes. So back to our regularly scheduled program, because you are in fact incredible, Trish, and you have in fact accomplished great things. And so with that, tell us a little bit about, the work that you've been doing as of late.
Well, I'm on the board of Lob Inc., and it's a 501(c) nonprofit. And like you said, in 2018, I was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame for the third time as a trailblazer, along with the rest of the WBL League. And we realized that a lot of people did not know that there was a women's professional basketball league here in the United States before the WNBA. So we decided to form this organization to make people aware, because our footprints are all over the game of women basketball. Somebody told me about a month ago, we were speaking, and someone mentioned to me that, that we were Title IX babies. That when we played basketball, it was the inception of Title IX. And this happens to be the 50th year of Title IX. So to be a Title IX person, and we know what Title IX is, it's, supposed to be equal, but we know it is a long ways from being equal. And our organization is basically trying to become relevant and make people aware that we've come a long way, but we still have got to come a long way.
Okay. And I think you covered some of my next question in that is the motivation. What keeps you motivated? What motivated you to get into this?
Well, my love for the sport. I've been in sports all of my life. I'm the youngest of 7 children, and all of my siblings were involved in sports. So it was just a natural progression for me to be a part of sport. And I don't want to brag because, I feel like I'm humble. But every program, every team that I've ever played on has been successful. From high school, we won state championships. At the University of Tennessee, we went to the Final Four. And then the Olympics. So we won a silver medal in the Olympics.
Okay. I respect your humility. I respect your grace, but those are all tremendous accomplishments. And so with that, tell us a little bit about some of the obstacles you faced and how you overcame them.
Well, one of the biggest obstacles I faced is all through college, I was always the only black player on my basketball team. And whenever we traveled, I was treated differently. There were times, especially playing for the University of Tennessee, we would go in an arena and somebody would throw orange peelings at me. You know, I was called the N-word several times. A lot of times when we go and stay at hotels, we go to the dining hall or the cafeteria to eat, I would be the last person that they would serve. There were some times I didn't even get served. So I had to keep my focus and realize why I was there. I was there to enjoy something that I love, play basketball, and to get my education.
Okay. And so along that same vein, tell us, you know, what are you most proud of?
I think the biggest thing I'm proud of that I put myself in besides my Olympic medal, I put myself in a position as a Division I head coach so that I would be able to give scholarships to young ladies that would normally not be able to go to college. I would give them scholarships based on their education and their athletic ability.
Okay, thank you for that. And then just tell us about the big lessons, the big takeaways from this journey, the journey that you've been on, and you know the path that you continue to blaze.
Well, the biggest takeaway is that I just thank God that He opened doors for me. He opened doors for me that I never would have been able to accomplish without the sport of basketball. It allowed me to travel to several different countries. I've gone to every state except 4, and it allowed me to develop relationships with people. No matter what you do, I don't think you can be successful without relationships and the people that you meet along the way.
And so that also kind of answered the final question I had about your walk with God and your relationship with God. You mentioned your relationship with people, but is there something specific that you want to share with people about your relationship with God that shaped this journey, who you are, and how you gave back, how you ultimately gave back and fed into the lives of others?
Well, it started at home with my mother. I was raised in a household with 6 other siblings and a God-fearing mother who taught us godly principles, who kept us in the church. And as I left home and was faced with all kinds of obstacles, being by myself, I had to keep the words that my mother shared with me along the way. You know, be kind to people, do the right thing. And I've always, you know, did everything by that mantra. And I incorporated that in my coaching and in my relationship with people. Most of my friends that I know tell me all the time, Trish, you don't ever change. And for me, that's a compliment.
Well, thank you. So, you know, with that, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you sitting here with me. I've known you for many years through ministry, but today I still learned something. And so before we completely end, is there anything else that you would like to share with people? Is there anything that we missed that it's important for you to share with others?
No, just keep God first in your life and, you know, trust God. That's all I can say. Everything I do in my life, I look to Him for guidance, and I always look for His direction.
Trish, thank you very much. It's so good to see you and so good to talk to you and have other people learn about you, what I've known for quite some time. Thank you.